Today had one thing happened. Fox 5's Cindy Lundeberg joins us now with some new revelations about one of Vegas's most infamous trials. Cindy.
So, John, Christine, I spoke and I interviewed a man named Charlie Ehrlich, and he says he is OJ's best friend, and he tells me before, during, and after the trial, OJ was terrified because he was never offered a plea deal. Judge Jackie Glass, however, tells me that's simply not true.
Count 5, first-degree kidnapping with use of a deadly weapon. Bruce Frohman, guilty.
October 3rd, 2008, 13 years to the day he was acquitted of the murders of Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman. O.J. Simpson is found guilty of 10 charges, including kidnapping and armed robbery, and sentenced to 33 years in prison. Judge Jackie Glass presided over the case.
The rise and then the fall of someone with that kind of celebrity just really captures people's attention. And this was that kind of story.
OJ's close friend, Charlie Ehrlich, has never spoken publicly about his friend out of respect. Ehrlich was inside the room at the Palace Station where the crime took place. Ehrlich says he spoke to OJ throughout the Vegas trial and says OJ wanted a plea deal.
I said, cop a deal. I said, you're Then he said to me, there's no deal. They won't give me a deal.
Judge Jackie Glass says there was a deal.
I think it would have been like 2 or 3 years.
Simpson will be up for parole in 2017. Those who know him say even if he gets out, his life won't be easy. Ehrlich says before prison, OJ was constantly harassed for his acquittal in the killings of Ron and Nicole.
There were these 3 ladies at the bar, and they got 2 glasses of red wine. And they fling it at him, both of them. So now it's like, and he's doing white. Now he's all red. And he takes the napkin, he damps his face. And he doesn't say anything. And they're yelling at him.
Ehrlich says the murders of Ron and Nicole always hung around him and OJ. So after a long night fueled by partying, when he and OJ were alone, Ehrlich asked OJ point blank if he did it.
He said I would never have done such a thing. And I looked in his eyes, and I believed him.
What's more, Ehrlich says OJ didn't have a lot of money because what OJ was bringing in, he was forced to give to the Goldmans. Despite this, Ehrlich claims OJ still spent what little he had on a private investigator.
He made a statement to me that he did, or he made attempts to hire someone to find out who may have done this killing.
Ehrlich and OJ spent days on end together. Ehrlich tells me if OJ was this savage killer, he believes he would have seen some indication. OJ's former manager, Norman Pardo, agrees OJ isn't a murderer. Pardo says he knows who killed Ron and Nicole, but won't say who out of fear.
You say OJ didn't do it?
Yeah, he personally didn't do it.
I would never be in court if I wasn't 100% certain. I can't imagine any prosecutor going into court if they have any doubt about a defendant's guilt. Certainly I never did, and I certainly didn't in the Simpson case either.
Both Clark and Glass say OJ is exactly where he needs to be.
This crime involved violence, it involved guns. This was a crime that actually could have gone a very different way.
He's where he needs to be because he was convicted by a jury of committing a crime.
Would you be concerned if he did make his upcoming parole?
Nope.
And OJ's loved ones hope that's exactly what happens. They say when he does eventually get out, he has a wide support system, including the Browns, who they say OJ still communicates with regularly. They add everyone has an opinion about OJ, but few actually know him.
There's still people out here who care. They want to see him free, and the fight's not over. You know, I'm not going to stop fighting until he gets out.
He was my friend. And I feel bad that he's in prison. I want you to know that I love you, and I'm always here for you. I don't care what anybody in the world says. You shouldn't be where you are.
Both OJ's former manager and Charlie Ehrlich tell me they are both certain OJ did not order anyone to bring guns into the room here in Las Vegas. And we did try and contact OJ. I wrote him multiple times in prison. His manager says with the success of the FX series, OJ has become a hermit and won't even permit anyone to visit him in prison. And John and Christine, following our part 1 that we aired last night, Bruce Frumong, that is the man that OJ actually robbed, he did reach out to us and he had a few things that he wanted me to share with everyone. He tells me that he asked the DA to give OJ 1 to 3 years for sentencing. He said that he was very upset that the man that pointed the gun at him didn't get any jail time. And he says, we also talked about the LA murders, and he says he believes OJ didn't commit those. He knew OJ at the time. And he said the tapes that were used to convict OJ in this entire thing, he said he's for sure certain that those were altered. So he told me a lot of also new information. We did try and reach out to him before all of this aired, but we had trouble getting in contact with him. He said he's had to change his number multiple times because so many people had been reaching out to him. So we were thankful to hear from him, but yeah, just kind of wish it was beforehand.
So you just heard from him since part 1 aired last night?
Last night we talked to him, and we spent a long time on the phone, and I went through both stories with him, and we kind of nitpicked what we wanted to talk about from his side. Yeah.
Cindy.
Yes.
You will stay tuned what happens next year, if he gets parole or not. Thank you.
Well, O.J. Simpson will be up for parole in 2017. This is the first time he'll go before the parole board since the 2008 trial. O.J. fired his lawyer and unsuccessfully tried to get a new trial.